So you can believe it if you want to, but if you don't want to, it's entirely up to you. Okay? So the story is about a painter called Slappy Hooper. Now Slappy Hooper was he was the biggest, the fastest, and the best sign painter ever. Do you know who's a sign painter? Yes.
Who paints signs?
Like? What kind of a sign?
Like no parking.
Yeah, anything. Like when you entered the store, did you see Pagdandi written there?
Yeah.
Somebody painted it?
Yes.
Yeah, so something like that. So when you go on the roads and you see signs all across.
Signs that like arrows and there is a temple here. So
Exactly, those signs on the businesses, shops, you know, cycle there, there's a Firefox brand written there, right?
Logos.
So all kind of logos. So he did that job and he was so much in love with his job. He loved painting. So he would do sign paintings all over and people in the village called him whenever they had a requirement. Okay? So the village florist one day, her name was Rose Red. You know who's a florist? Who's a florist?
Who sells flowers?
Exactly. So she sells all kinds of flowers. What kind of flowers?
Rose, lilies, like.
Exactly. Tulips, marigolds, rose, lilies. And because her name was Rose, she sold rose the most. So she wanted a sign painted saying, which had a rose on it. Okay. So she called Slappy Hooper and said, come on, paint me a rose. Now he was the fastest at his job. So all he did was slip, slop, slap. And there was a rose there. Beautiful rose. And Miss Rose Red looked at it and she said, you know what? This looks so real, I could almost smell it. And she was very happy and she gave him a few coins and said, good job, I'll call you if I need more. And now, the beauty of his paintings were that the painting were very lifelike, you know. It looked so real that it looked lifelike. In 2 days, there were bees swarming all over the rose, thinking that's a real rose. And there were so many bees that they came and scared the customers away. What do bees do? They go bzzz, and it's annoying after a point, right?
They can bite and
They can sting you. So the customers got scared and they stopped coming to her place and she got so mad. She fluttered into Slappy Hooper's shop and says, what have you done? That rose there. And Slappy Hooper says, what happened? Is it bad? No, it's too good. It's so good. People think that's real. Bees are swarming on it. And now she says, now come and see what has happened to it. And he comes running to the shop and he sees the rose that was looking so real was so real that it dried. It dried on the signboard and then Rose Red says, do you think anybody will buy flowers from me when the sign has a dry withered rose on it? What have you done? Now Slappy Hooper is confused. What have I done? I just love painting. I just painted a red rose, that's all. And now the story spreads across in the village. People don't believe it. How can something come lifelike? I mean, how can it be real? No, I don't believe it. So there is Baldwin Eagle who owns a messenger service, who owns a postal service. Like you have a courier service, he owns a postal service. So he says, okay, I'm going to paint my signboard with an eagle on it. So he doesn't believe the story. So he calls Slappy Hooper and says, you know what? Paint me a beautiful eagle. And I want it two times the size. So he paints a beautiful billboard with an eagle on it. And Baldwin says, you know, it's so real. I think I could see it blink. And then he says, wait a minute, it's blinking. And Slappy Hooper turns around to see the eagle flaps its wings and flies away. And this guy is so mad at him. He says, no, I'm not paying you for this. Look what you've done. Go away. Never ever work for me again. Okay? And now he's finding it difficult to find a job. Because everybody has come to know about the stories that are happening with Slappy Hooper. And nobody wants to give him a job. And he only knows to paint. He loves his job. And he's going pillar to post asking for some more work. And now there is a snowstorm in the city. And there is this man who has a travel agency. And he thinks this is the right time to have a big billboard, you know, enticing people to go on a vacation to some nice sunny place by the beach. So he says, I don't believe in all these stories. He calls in Slappy Hooper and says, paint me a nice beach view. I want a sunny beach and people having lemonade and people sitting by with their beach by the beach with the beach chair and lemonade in their hands and reading a book, something nice and sunny so that people feel like taking a vacation. And he is so happy to get a job. He paints the best thing. What does he do? He does slip, slap, slop, and there is a beautiful painting. Okay, there is sun, there is a nice shady sun, there is a beach, there is sand, people sitting there with the beach chairs, they're reading, and some people are having a lemonade and they're enjoying it. So he's very happy. Okay, this man, the travel agency owner, his name is Ray Sunshine, he's very happy and he says, okay, here are some coins, go. He goes home and the next day he gets a call, come here, it's an emergency. He's like, what kind of an emergency can I have? And he runs there and he's not able to cross the road. All the people on the billboard are now right in front of his shop. They're having sand there, there is a beach chair, there are people having suntan lotion all over them, sitting there and enjoying a nice drink by the beach. They're blocking the traffic and this man is very flustered. He says, what's going on? How will I ever take people out for a travel if you are giving them that experience here? I don't want this. Do something. And this guy says, okay, I have to do something now. So he climbs up the billboard and makes the sun hotter. How does he do that? He paints red and orange and makes it bright and hot. And the people start sweating. Everybody sitting there are sweating buckets. Like, okay, we can't stand here anymore. And they leave. And when they leave, the people on the billboard also leave. Right? It's an empty billboard. And the sun is so hot that the billboard catches fire. And the travel agency is about to catch fire and Mr. Ray tells him, do something, please do something. And then he climbs higher up the sun and draws a dense cloud full of rain and saves the day. It rains, yeah, so the day is saved, but then Mr. Ray Sunshine is so mad at him, never again come and do anything for me, get lost. So he gets very sad, he says, oh no, what have I done? I just love my job, that's all I'm doing. And then he gets very worried, okay, I cannot paint again. So he takes all his painting equipment, puts them in a pile, climbs up a very tall bridge, then he's about to chuck it into the bridge, then he hears a very loud voice, stop right there, you may need that equipment. And he turns around, he sees this man, he's dressed in a white robe, he has a white long beard, he's not Santa Claus, he has a white long beard, he has white hair, and he has 2 feathers sticking out of his back. And he comes and says, I am from heaven, and God has sent me. And God thinks He has work for you. Will you work for me? And he says, yes, as long as it involves painting, I'll work for you. He says, there is rain expected on Thursday. And there's so many places it's supposed to rain and we're supposed to paint some rainbows and we're running out of people. Will you paint a rainbow for us? And he says, yes, I will. And then on Thursday, he carries this big equipment for the scaffolding because he has to reach the sky, right? And he climbs up, higher up and higher up, puts the sky hooks there, paints a nice canvas and then starts painting the rainbow. What colors are there in the rainbow again? Violet, okay, okay. So he does that. He uses violet, indigo, blue, green, orange, red. So he paints beautiful, the most beautiful colors, all the 7 colors, not mixing with each other, and a beautiful arch of rainbows formed. That's the beautiful people have ever seen. And God is so impressed by his work. When he comes down to meet Michael, he says, I think you're hired, this was a test. Now, God has been painting his sunrises and sunsets from the beginning of time. Now, we want you to take over. But that means you might do odd timings, maybe early in the morning or late in the evenings. Are you okay with that? He says, yes, I'd love to. So ever since then, the most beautiful sunrise and the most beautiful sunsets you've ever seen have been actually painted by Slappy Hooper. Here.